going on, everyone? Phil here, and welcome to this channel update for November 4th, 2011. A lot of stuff's been going on in the past few weeks. I've been really busy, as you know, being that this is the hardcore gaming season of the year. So many new releases. I haven't had a lot of time to talk about some of the other things that have been going on during this whole process, so I figured let's make a channel update. Let's cumulatively talk about a lot of these things, okay? So the first thing I want to talk about is my website, thekingofhate.com. And I know for some of you who are regulars of the site, it's been having some problems over the past week. Pretty much everything that you could think of that could happen to a website has happened to us. Okay, first, we were invaded by spam bots. There were like 20 to 30 spam bots registering every day, just spamming the website and the threads in the forums. It was a nightmare. So we got that under control. Then our web host was having problems, so for an entire day, if you tried to go to anywhere on the forums, it would say that the web host had an error, okay? Excuse me. Then the web host fixed their problems, and then all of a sudden, the RSS feeds, which we use to feed the main homepage of my website, which, as you know, if you've seen it before, is actually a really cool summary of everything that's going on my channels. You've got the latest videos from DSP Street Fighter in one column, you've got a listing of all the latest videos from DSPGaming in another column, and even a video preview of the most recent video on DSPGaming. Unfortunately, that was screwed up too. That was all jumping all around, things were disappearing, the wrong video was showing up, and the good news is, finally, all that's been fixed, okay? And apologies that it took so long. Understand that it could be frustrating, especially during this time of the year when I know a lot of people are relying on the website to see what the latest video is and such. But we finally got those issues hammered out. We're going to keep an eye on the website over the weekend to make sure that this stuff doesn't re-emerge. But yeah, definitely check it out. If you've never checked it out, or if you're a new subscriber, definitely check it out. It's thekingofhate.com. Okay, it's a great resource. It's a place where you can see all the latest stuff without having to jump from all my multiple channels. Forums where you can discuss all kinds of things with all of my fans. It's pretty cool. And speaking of the website, I would like to remind everyone yet again that over the course of the month of November, there is a thread open on the forums in the DSP playthrough section. And it's basically nominating your funniest moments of 2011. So what you can do, you can go into that thread and nominate any moment from any video that I put out this year as one of the funniest moments of the year. And what I'd like you to do is put us up a link to the video and also like a little tag of, you know, what point, what's the time during the video where you think the funniest moment occurred, okay? And we've already got hundreds of submissions. And it's you know, blowing up. I like that. I like that people are participating. What I'm going to do is keep that open over the month of November, because I know with all the games coming out, I mean, we've got 3 more weeks where there's so many releases coming out every single week. I know that people are going to say there's more funny moments coming throughout this next month. At the end of November, I'm finally going to close that thread, and I'm going to tally up the results of what was nominated. I'm going to pick the top 10 most frequently, you know, nominated moments, and we're going to have open voting with the fans where you can go to a new thread and vote for what you think were the top funny moments of the year. And then in December, as I always do at the end of the year, I'm going to have several year-end series of videos, and one of them is going to be the fan-voted top 10 funniest moments of 2011. So definitely check that out if you haven't checked it out already, okay? Just want to remind everyone, and again, I know that I beat this horse to death every single time I do a video like this, but it's worth mentioning because I do get so many new subscribers every day. You can follow me on Twitter. It's @TheyCallMeDSP, and the reason that it's a good idea to follow me on Twitter is I don't use Twitter like everyone else does. Oh, I just ate a delicious Twinkie. Here's a picture of half of it with the fucking frosting squirted out. I don't do that stupid shit, okay? I use Twitter for business purposes. So if you want to know what video series I'm uploading, when I'm going to start uploading, if there's a problem, a reason why I can't upload, all that kind of stuff. Sometimes you have opportunity for fan interaction. A lot of the times I go to play some games online and I say, oh, I'd like to play with some fans, you know, to do this. And I'll tweet, you know, I'm going on Xbox Live right now. If anyone wants to play with me, I'm Phil, send me a message and I'll invite you to my game. That kind of stuff happens all the time. And also I use Twitter to take questions for my Ask the King series, which I'm actually going to mention in a second because it was actually no Ask the King in October because I was so busy. But anyway, I take questions on Twitter during the day when I film my Ask the King series, which is like basically a Q&A fan mail series where I answer fan questions. So there's multiple reasons for you to follow me on Twitter. Please follow me on Twitter, @TheyCallMeDSP, okay? So let's talk about Ask the King. Let's talk about a couple other things that have been delayed, unfortunately. Ask the King didn't happen in October, and I apologize for that. You know, I fully expected to do an episode in October. There's a thread on my website for it, and I had to edit the thread and say, basically, sorry, there's no Ask the King this month. I'm bumping it till November. And for good reason. I mean, there's so many games that have come out in the past couple of months. It was hard for me to do that in September, and I knew it would be difficult, and I would have to push something aside in order to do it in October. As I've said before, to film Ask the King actually takes several hours. You've got an hour or two where I have to sift through all the questions on the forums and on Twitter and pick the right ones. Then you've got filming, which usually takes anywhere from a half an hour to an hour, depending on how many parts I make the episode. Then you got video editing, of editing in, the logo and all of that. That takes like an hour, and then you've got the uploading, so you're talking 4 hours or more of work to do Ask the King, and I just didn't have the time to do it in October, and I apologize for that. But there will be an Ask the King in November. It's going to be a larger episode, obviously, because I'm going to have questions from October and November to sift through. So if you are still interested in asking me something and possibly getting it answered in the next episode of Ask the King, head over to my website, thekingofhate.com. There's an Ask the King area there in the forums, and you'll see there's a thread there for the episode that's now been rescheduled for November. Feel free to post up in there, and I'll take a look at your question and pick the best ones for that episode, okay? In addition to that, Smart Guys. Last week, unfortunately, we did not do an episode of Smart Guys, which is John Rambo and I do this wrestling commentary show every single week, or at least we try to do it on a weekly basis. And we had full plans. We had no reason we weren't going to do it. Fully we were planning on doing it last week on Saturday, and then there was a freak snowstorm in Connecticut that knocked out the power. There's still, after 6 days, there's still no power in many parts of Connecticut. And John Rambo had no power. Basically his neighborhood was destroyed. There were power lines down everywhere. It was kind of like no one was prepared for this snowstorm because it hit so early. We never get snow this early in Connecticut, and no one was ready for it. So John couldn't make it on Saturday, and I ended up doing a Halloween special, as you know, which worked out pretty well. I've gotten overwhelming positive feedback about the Halloween special. So thank you to everyone who watched. Thank you to everyone who participated and commented and gave me the good feedback. I definitely appreciate that. It made me feel good that on the spur of the moment, even though things didn't work out well with the weather or whatever, that I was able to put out something that was entertaining for everyone. So thanks to everyone for that. Next year I will try to actually plan out something a little bit more scheduled that I wasn't able to do this year, but we'll talk about that obviously as it approaches. Okay, so Smart Guys didn't happen, and then we rescheduled. John Rambo actually came over on Monday, and we did the House of the Dead Overkill playthrough co-op for Halloween, and a couple other extra things. And some people actually messaged me and said, well, Phil, why didn't you do Smart Guys if John was there on Monday? And the answer was pretty much at this point, we were a little bit burnt out, especially with pro wrestling, what's going on right now. There's not a lot of good stuff going on, to be honest. It's, you watch WWE and they go through the motions, and they really haven't been doing anything interesting, and it's been a little bit of a letdown the past couple of weeks, definitely, if not the past couple of months. So there really wasn't that much to talk about, and we said, do we really want to try to rush a Smart Guys out? And we said, you know what, it's okay, we'll let it go. This Saturday, there's definitely going to be a new episode of Smart Guys on John Rambo's channel, John Rambo Presents, so it won't be a problem, and so that's what we're doing. There will be a new episode of Smart Guys this Saturday on John's channel, so check it out, okay? A couple of things that I want to go over that I've mentioned several times, but I just want to remind everyone of what's going on. And then one more thing to close out the video. So basically, a lot of things are going well for me right now. I have to be honest. I can't obviously be too specific when I talk about this kind of stuff, but things are going well financially. I've been doing this for over a year now, just a little bit over a year, about a year and a month. Mainly being YouTube being my full-time job, okay, or making videos being my full-time job, because there was a little period of time there where I was on Blip TV. And it's working out well. I'm making money, I'm able to pay my bills. I'm actually saving up a little bit of money. I've been able to pay down a little bit of debt that I had accumulated over the past 5 to 10 years, and it's going really well for me. I cannot complain, and what I want to say again is to everyone is thank you so much for, the fact that for watching my videos, for following me, for being a part of this community. I enjoy it so much. I think my fans are the best in the world, to be completely honest, because my fans stick with me through the tough times. It's not like a lot of these people who are wishy-washy, and then all of a sudden something negative happens and they're like, fuck this, and they leave. You know, my fans have been here through a lot with me, through me, you know, getting shut down on YouTube multiple times for bullshit reasons, through getting laid off my full-time job, from being kicked out of the YouTube partnership program, getting kicked off of Blip TV. They've stuck in there with me, and now finally we've had this period of affluence where it's like I'm free to do what I want to do. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of problems going on, okay? So I want to thank everyone for that. And I also want to thank everyone who you know, really has stepped up. And when we had these political issues and things going on this year, whether it was Bill S 9.78, that's wrong, Bill S .978, I was just thinking about it for a second, I was like, that's not right, which is basically trying to shut down any kind of videos on YouTube or anywhere that have to do with gaming or movies or anything like that, because it's too broadly worded. Whether it's this stupid new Protect IP Act, which is looking to censor the entire goddamn internet, and is actually a worse bill in my opinion than anything that they've done in China to censor the internet, but our government has so firmly shoved their heads up their own fucking asses for their own financial gain, they just don't care anymore. They just want to make money, and they're trying to basically please all these special interest groups, especially the Motion Picture Association of America, that they're trying to pass these super broadly worded bills that would negatively affect everyone. I want to thank everyone who watched my videos about those issues and went out and acted, because I've actually been personally contacted by that non-for-profit organization, demandprogress.org, and thanked for doing what I did. And basically, within one day, let me put it to you this way, within one day of me putting up my Protect IP bill, a video to say you have to contact your lawmakers about it, 50,000 people did it, okay? I'm not even joking. 50,000 people watched my video and went and sent word to the U.S. lawmakers saying you cannot pass this bill. That's amazing. That's like crazy. I can't even, I don't have words for it, because when I started on YouTube, again, it was a hobby. It was a, you know, a thing I was doing for, you know, shits and giggles, a couple hours a day just to kill some time. I never thought that I was going to now eventually have like the power to inspire people to take action and do things, you know, and lead people and have political repercussions. I mean, that's insane to me, and it blows my mind. So I'm not going to think about it too much because I'm going to pass out. But anyway, thank you to everyone who does listen to me and pays attention. And again, you think for yourself. That's the other thing. I want you to always think for yourself when you do these kind of things. If I say a bill's not good, go do research on the bill yourself, just like I have, and make your own decision. And if you agree that the bill isn't good, then go and take action, okay? So thank you to everyone who has been following along and basically making this amazingly successful, okay? I still have plans in 2012 to look into possibly getting an office where I would be able to basically do whatever the hell I want. Right now, as you know, I live in a condo, and even though I do pretty much have free reign to do a lot of stuff, it's not like, you know, if I wanted to yell at the top of my lungs in the middle of the night, no, I can't do that, you know, and I don't have a lot of room to film. If I had my own office, I would have the ability, I have rooms where I could, excuse me, I have frog in my throat, more room to do things like a green screen, to do effects, to maybe start new series, to do all kinds of stuff that I've had ideas for, but you can't do it when you don't have space to film, and you don't really have your own area, you know what I mean? Like, I have to be respectable of my neighbors. In an office, I can do whatever the fuck I want because I pay to rent the space. So I'm excited about that, and it's looking like I may be able to do that in 2012. More info on that as it approaches. And then also I want to remind everyone about MagFest, which John Rambo and I will definitely be attending. It is a music and games festival held in Maryland the first week of January. Check it out, magfest.org. We're really pumped about going there. We're going to have a panel. We've already got a table. We got all this kind of stuff. We got plans for it. It's going to be an amazing experience and a lot of fun. Check it out, magfest.org. We hope to meet a lot of you guys out there. And then last but not least, I've been delaying this because it's kind of a bummer. It's a downer, and I hate having to end on a down note, but this week, I don't know what the hell happened, okay? As you know, I've been very busy playing games. You had Halloween Special on Monday, you had Uncharted 3, which debuted on Tuesday, Sonic Generations on Wednesday. I played Uncharted multiplayer yesterday, and reviewed both Sonic Generations and Uncharted 3 this week. So I've had a jam-packed week of stuff to do. I don't know what happened, but somehow I hurt my back, okay? And it's actually, right now it doesn't hurt that bad, but whatever I did, it must have been like in my sleep. And this is the problem with back injuries. They're so finicky. You could literally, oh, I turned like this, oh, my back is now fucking in a massive pain. it's really stupid. It's, you know, all the stuff that I've done. I don't lift heavy objects. I don't drive on the highway. I don't obviously play sports or dance or do any of that stuff that would strain my back. Yet, somehow I still manage to hurt my back. And it really pisses me off. But, basically, my back hurts right now, okay? It's fine. It's actually better when I'm standing. But when I sit down, it's almost like on the tailbone of my ass. It hurts a lot. So for me to sit firmly on something really hurts right now. And actually, over the past 2 days, it's gotten slightly better because I've slept extra. And when I sleep, I'm actually a side sleeper. So I sleep on my side, which takes the pressure off of my back. So it's actually good that I'm a side sleeper. And my back is feeling a little bit better today. But unfortunately, like, it still hurts. And I'm actually going to be busy in a little bit. I'm going out to dinner with my parents. And after that, I don't know if I'm going to have time to make any video game footage today. Simply because I don't know how my back's going to feel. I know what I want to do. I actually want to play some more Battlefield 3. Because like I said, I haven't gotten to play the Team Deathmatch. I haven't gotten to play the large Conquest mode. And those are the two that I think are going to be a lot of fun. And I haven't had a chance to do it. And I definitely want to get that in before I play Modern Warfare 3 next week. But I think today I may be taking today off completely from making videos except for this one. To try to rest up on my back. Because tomorrow John's coming over. We're going to do Smart Guys. We're going to do Lord of the Rings War in the North co-op. Sunday, I'll be belching. But besides belching, I'm actually going to be working on something that is going to... It's something special, but it's not something that's going to be like a video series that I'm going to be putting up. So unfortunately, I won't have... I'm going to be busy a lot of Sunday. I don't know if I'm going to have a chance to do anything on Sunday either. And then Monday I'll have one day to do some catch up on some stuff before we move into the new games of next week. So, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be putting out any videos today. That's the bottom line. Because my back hurts, I might just take the day off to relax. But we'll see what happens, okay? One last thing, because I know we're out of time now. This is going super long for a channel update because there's been so much to talk about. I have gotten wind that there's a Heavy Rain Collector's Edition, Director's Cut, whatever you want to call it, coming out next week. And it was like announced spur of the moment. No one even knew this was happening. But unfortunately, I'm not going to be getting it, and here's why. I did research on it. There's no new content. Basically what the game, it's the regular game of Heavy Rain with the PS Move controls enabled, but also it's got like development diaries and behind the scenes videos. It's got, basically it has those deleted scenes that they released on the PlayStation Network previously. Remember last year they had these deleted scenes of things that were going on in the game that were cut from the game, like for example, you know, the father, I even forget his name now, that's pretty bad, huh? It's been so long since I played the game, but the father character was having these weird things going on where he was hallucinating that floods were coming into the building and drowning his son and drowning him, and that's kind of like the rain aspect of the game that was part of it, and that's why he would wake up and he'd be in the middle of the street and be like, how the hell did I get here? Well, it's because he was having these crazy hallucinations, and that's how he ended up there. And there was actually supposed to be a supernatural connection between him and the Scott Shelby character that they completely cut out of the game. And I think it would have added to the game. It would have had like a supernatural vibe to it, but they took all this stuff out last minute, and they released these clips in like videos that you could watch to see what would have happened in these parts of the game. Well, that comes with the director's cut, but they didn't reinsert those parts into the gameplay. So what the fuck's the point? Why would I want to buy Heavy Rain again to play the same exact game with no added gameplay? It makes no sense. It's a complete waste of a release. Again, I'm sorry, but I have to talk about Sony again, how they really fucked up last year when they forced Quantic Dream to stop developing DLCs for Heavy Rain for their own greedy purposes because they wanted them to re-release the game with PlayStation Move controls enabled, which no one cared about and no one bought the game again because of that. It was a complete waste of time. So Quantic Dream, who could have really added to the gameplay of Heavy Rain by doing a series of DLCs just as good as that Taxidermist DLC, which was one of the funniest and best gaming moments of last year, they had to drop everything they were doing because Sony told them to, and it was really disappointing, and I'm really sad about that. I'm sad that Heavy Rain's done. There'll never be another DLC for it, and now Quantic Dream's now releasing a completely worthless director's cut. It's disheartening, but... So I'm not going to be playing that just because there's no new content. There's no reason for me to play the same game again, okay? Okay, so that's it for this channel update. It's been a long-winded one, I know. I apologize for that, but I hope that you've listened to the whole thing, and it's been informative to you. And I will see you guys later this week for more gameplay. Actually, tomorrow for more gameplay of Lord of the Rings. And I'm going to try to relax, and hopefully my back will be feeling better. So thanks a lot, and see you guys later.